Okay, now I'm going to talk about Action Hero Films. It is an Indian film production and distribution company based in Hindi. 2023 to the present, there is the word Action Hero in black and pink text on a black film roll strip, and inside it, there is a black arrow line, and under it, there is the word Films in black text. Here is an intro. Has been the previously neutral Nordic country. Here in the 2023 Integra. So the first thing you notice about this, well, you have a really nice low speed. You can get equipped with 28 wheels and the sport suspensions, with big combos of three available suspensions. Really the sporty setup you can have, also with 231 horsepower, 2-liter TFL9. So this is the Jeep Sport P3 so far. Later we'll probably then make it like an SP3 probably also even again RS. But so far, the Sport is normal Q3. It's not more the Italy newer because it's the Alpine Italy, so to say. And the good thing is, well, let's go to the dynamic mode directly. So, dynamic mode, Sport shifting mode also activated with C. How sporty is the car? And we'll also get to the motorway. The second part, also normal turn acceleration is there. All the everything driving features now. Let's let it go. That's quite nice sound. Well, let's do some more engine. This S-line here we have, and also this is basically a package with the Sport processor. Aggressive steering, and also the aggressive springs in one package, and aggressive steering in the way. So you see that don't have to turn the steering that much. That really helps me to find it out of the really good level in the agile driving situation. So there's the steering all the time, and you just drive around. And it also contains a very good steering connection to the road. So now in the road, specifically, a little bit more, and only because it's only the same. Right here now is definitely a nice no problem. So I really like the steering ratio they have here. The steering wheel could be a little bit smaller than what it is better to handle. Here also the split setup with the Sport suspension and 20 springs also plays good well. So it doesn't really feel like an SUV, it feels more like a small sports car or like a half hatch already, and without having the S or the R in there, that's pretty cool. In the extra mode we also changed it a little bit lower gears. However, you know, for uphill racing, so sometimes, for example, you know, in fourth gear, so then you can use the shifting pedals and you say in manual mode. So if there's a road change automatically, then you can also shift back, for example, now the second gear, and the door definitely does a great job doing that. Now the auto stay in second gear, and a little bit more boost. Very powerful acceleration figure with the 6.3 seconds also very cool. more cooperation with the countries, yes. You know, the long people understand so much, so I think they've managed that very well too. What a lovely role. I hope you guys are also enjoying it. It's an SUV that you can enjoy while driving, and also if you think about what the use isn't it great? But if you also think about some of the competitors, this one here still is also among the sportiest, especially in this variant setup. And also it's a little bit smaller than it actually is. If you compare it to the Creator generation, this one has definitely grown up. It drives when smoother, more refined, it's more silent as for the wind insulation. You also have it to motorway, and it's really way sportier, especially if you have the small suspension. We'll see how this plays out then later on in other driving situations, but here of course it's really cool when you go left to right, and back again. Pedals here. That doesn't even, you know, accelerating all the way because it would be too fast when you're switching up to the other end. So, on the big someone you can also, for example, use the shifting pedals here, but you get more boost directly and some of the safer. So accelerate a little bit faster when you've got that to move it down. So, before the hours we can always take that on the side of the thing. So that was really cool. Amazing ride in a sporty way. And when you look on the road in the city maybe and on the motorway, so what you see with this combination of sport suspension and also a semi-in wheel, it is a little bit well, the bigger the tires are, the less comfort you have, the less rolling comfort of course. If you seek comfort, then you should definitely stick to the base suspension or the adapter pod. Also go a little bit smaller with those tires.
The time is 2:12
a.m. The biggest ones. When the road is even, then of course a very good driving feeling and also a sporty one as we've just shown you. That's very cool. And the interesting thing is also that the car really feels a little bit smaller and shorter than it actually is. That also speaks for the utility of this vehicle. Also a good overview. So also the side here, this A-pillar is not too thick, for example. You see that very well and everything. Also to the rear. That's the rear. A little bit more agile when it gets a little bit smaller. And so we also get to the motorway. We see about the sound regulation and also the HADA, drive a little bit faster and so on. Also runs very well in straightaway. Silent music behind the lower I want to have some more fun. That's really cool on it. And still, even though it is a small suspension, it's still more comfortable than a lot of the other So, also actually on the motorway, we'll go to so we're going to start the township, and this begins like 1 now, up to 60, and then we go from 60 kilometers to 110 kilometers. That's it. Wow. That was pretty impressive. The all-wheel drive also delivers it in a very comfortable and harmonious way, so the system here, Quattro, in this case, there are different kinds of Quattro systems with one brand name. So we have one the front-wheel drive, and also target to short to the rear wheel, especially when you accelerate very hard. The acceleration figures the 6.3 seconds to 100 kilometers, also 60 miles per hour. Everything is perfect, so a very fast car. Of course, I also want to talk about the consumption. So far, usually it's very good when you have like a minimum consumption, you know, when you set it, for example, here on the motorway, and then you can say, go from the minimum consumption on the motorway, you can then add, you know, some 2 liters or 1 kilometer or something, have more city driving and so on. And that is cruise control is also one of the very good features you can pick. It's very eco, and so at the moment, everything's very well. As you see how the cars that are moving based on some of the cars in front of us very well. Then you can also see how the car looks like in color. So the way as I'm taking it up, I'm not decreasing the speed. The car looks like something that when I move out of the shade, and again nothing down at all. I really got that system quite well. So, the car delivers you a very refined driving feeling, and I mean, you should also be able to hear on camera when driving at more than 100 kilometers now, more than 60 miles an hour. It's super exciting, and sound insulation-wise, a great job, and probably a modern, or maybe also the most silent compact SUV so far. I think it's also that although it has the same length on the Ford Mondeo and there's the same platform, this one feels kind of smaller, you know, more agile. This might be due to the cockpit layout because of all the oriented around the driver and you don't sit too hard in comparison, for example. Also sympathetic to the pickup. It's a little bit different than when you look at the platform detail. It's the same base platform, but then they have things like A1, A2, and A0. So that's a little bit differentiation there. And very interesting that they still have somehow own driving features, although they are sharing that. So, also what I can tell you from driving on the motorway here, it's really such an adventure when I can I think. So, if you think about how should you contact it to drive, this is probably just it. You can maybe argue that some might expect it from an SUV feeling, because the SUV don't sit too high, it doesn't feel that much as an SUV, so also has something of a compact vehicle somehow in between. So, and you know, for example, when I buy an SUV, I really want a high SUV seating position. It's not that it's don't benefit at all, it's just that in some other competitors, they set more focus on this SUV driving feeling. But again, there's a lot of difference what you really prefer. So, we can also switch to this front menu of the different instruments, or the clicking style when I'm using that. And just cruise control, we also difficult as now too. So, one thing is against the fine dust, like the microparticle dust for particle filters, and the SCR is against NOx, and the metals don't need it, the diesels do. So if you want a better fuel economy, probably better to go for the diesel and get that's available in your market. That's the automatic method. Announcement. It's good that you can also cancel that while they're just hitting it. Other than that, of course, especially when you have to be concentrated here on the motorway, it's quite narrow. Driving in near Bozen in Italy. But I just look in the front of the instrument and don't play around with that so much. But we still have those classic climate knobs that we can easily control. I can even do that, by just looking to the front and feeling it around this metal knob. That's really cool. So we still have, although everything is digitalized, this old school stuff is very cool to have it. Because it's so well controlled. Some things don't need to be more complicated than they are at the moment, just for the purpose of making it even more digital, I think. Over to you. So, also on the motorway, this guy really did a fantastic job. So driving-wise, they're really fast and everything. It's just that I would recommend you not to go for the sport suspension and the big rims unless your main purpose of buying a compact is to drive sport is with a compact SUV. Now we switch to vehicles. This one here with the adaptive suspension and 19-inch rims, as well as the TDI, the diesel with 150 horsepower. Still all-wheel drive, but more transmission, so we have even more variation for you. It's really strange that there's 150 horsepower diesel, however available all-wheel drive and manual gearbox, or automatic and front-wheel drive. They make it the other way around. All-wheel drive and automatic is combined. And front-wheel drive and manual to save cost or something. So it is, yeah. So, we'll later also tell you something about the development of the diesel. At the moment, of course, not, because we're probably going downhill. Yeah, it's down, it's good to get suspension and also the steering setup. Let's go on that way. So this is the sport setup we had earlier. I said that the steering with the progressive steering there is maybe a little bit better. However, the car already has from the base setup a rather progressive steering, so that's good. You can see I don't have to steer that much. So still pretty cool. Also with a good grip handle. Also quite slick and sporty. Like that. The manual gearbox, the automatic surely offers you more comfort for driving, especially in traffic situations. This manual gearbox is quite cool. The shifting mainly looks a little bit old school, but the way you shift, what you feel, it's actually quite smooth. Therefore, when you go down, you can stay lower to some of the engine brake too. When you shift up, for example, there's hardly any system, but still you somehow feel and I hope better manual gearboxes, yeah, that's for sure. Very seldom also that we have a manual gearbox without it. So overall, I can still recommend to go for the automatic gearbox, S-Tronic, just to add some more comfort. This one would be theoretically to save some money, but then again, when you have the engine with the all-wheel drive, it's already more cost intensive. So probably that's not a thing where you should save money to maybe get this car, which is a very comfortable compact SUV, more in a dynamic mode makes it a little bit stiffer than from the reaction. So here you have the choice and really adapts accordingly. And it handles still so well. So this is also one of the key findings now. So you do not need the sport suspension just to have the car handle very well. And again, also the 90 difference between the Explorer has a little bit more comfort. And of course you can turn them on. They still look great, I mean, no problem. Also go with 18-inch and the car still looks great if you reduce the risk a little bit more than the damage of those rims. You can see I'm not racing this downhill. This was also not super slow, but I'm catching up to those SUVs in front of us because the car is actually quite quick and great in handling. So also good sporty results with the better suspension. See how that one changes when I go to the comfort mode. Yeah, I think it shakes up a little bit more. Do you think that? Go down, shakes more a little bit in comfort mode. So yes, noticeable that it's a little bit softer. If you go like, when you go like this and shake the corner a little too much, it looks funny, huh? Then I can do it in dynamic mode. Yeah, so the car shakes less then. And then not a super huge difference, but it is noticeable, so you have the choice then for that, especially when you're going on the motorway very soon. You can leave it in the comfort mode just to be a little more comfortable. Or when you're going at really higher speed at the motorway, then you might want again the little sticker setup. The good thing with the adaptive suspension is you're not lost with just one setting. You can really adapt your setting if you just feel one day like this or depending on the situation. However, I'm also always a fan of not boosting the cost for each vehicle because this car can be super expensive. That's the downside. Navigation commands. Good thing is that you can easily also deactivate those voice commands. Also in the advantage of a compact SUV, a smaller one. That is a very narrow situation in the streets here, which very often happens in Europe. And then with the compact SUV, you can still remain calm and cool, and it will probably, most probably work. Whereas when you have a bigger SUV, it can actually be a problem, and you have to stop, that won't fit, the car is too wide. There's no problem with this one here. So I really like those compact SUVs because you already have the high seating position, but you're not already that wide, that long, that would give you problems in the city. So I think it's a very good compromise where a lot of people can actually use the vehicle for various purposes, and not to forget, especially when you have the bench set forward at the trunk area. Just when the bench is forward, then it has the larger base loading volume than the Audi A6. Very interesting. So especially in the volume, as we showed you earlier, the car really increases a lot the trunk area, what you can do with it. You know that as for the acceleration, when we, for example, go to second gear with this TDI and 30 kilometers an hour to 70, I think. Yeah, just let the gas go. That's it. So you can see, the diesel takes some time until the power sets in, until the turbo wheel sets in, until the torque sets in. There the petrol engine has an advantage because it's, more powerful just from the lower RPMs, but then suddenly the torque sets in for the diesel engine really powerful too. And I will show you also that very soon now on the motorway, that the diesel is quite good for the motorway, but for, countryside routes in the city, the petrol feels more alive. Definitely also in its 230 horsepower spec, which is then again a little bit expensive. So, from the low RPMs out, the diesel here, with the 150 horsepower in, then feel that powerful sometimes, also when you, for example, go in uphill, but then if you get in the dynamic mode, then the RPMs are went up higher, and that's a good reaction. So I'm pretty happy with the auto function to add a little bit softer suspension. You can also, for example, feel with the spin dumps. And just go and gear down, and then this will also give you some more power. Yes, the pipeline is more comfortable. Maybe my tip out there would be to not pick the highest petrol engine spec, because that's also very expensive, but maybe go for a little smaller horsepower petrol engine for the 1.5, or I think the best setup would be the 2-liter one with 190 horsepower. That could be good compromise with, nice performance as for that. But the main will for sure gives the better fuel economy. Not going down at 3.5 liters. That's really unrealistic because we're just going downhill. So as soon as we hit the motorway, I'll very soon reset the engine meter. And I'll also tell you what this respect there. So, yes, and that suspension is cool. A suspension will probably also do fine. That suspension if you have a little more budget. Sport suspension we can definitely advise against that because we use the compass 20-inch ones as well for the driving that just look cool. 90-inch is still okay, especially in combination with the rubber suspension. If you go with the base suspension, probably go for the 18-inch. Still always depend on not boosting the cost for each vehicle.
Off here in the 5.2 Integra. So the first thing you notice about this, well, you have a really nice low-speed version here, is that you have an 8-speed wet dual-clutch transmission, and so that is different than all the other K5s, which have just a normal regular automatic transmission. And this dual-clutch is definitely something where you can feel the engagement point still. It's not quite as smooth as I wish it would be, and it's not one of the smoothest out there. It's one of the best dual-clutch with its shifts and stuff, especially when you're doing manual shifts. We'll test that out more here once we go on to the back road. The other things in the meantime, you have excellent visibility here in all of the K5s. Nice thin A-pillar, nice little A-pillar window there, so very easy to see forward. View out of the back is also really good. The deck for this, onto this back road here, see how it does. Here we go. Nicely. I'm actually at the highest level than I was expecting it to. This is a warm day. It's only about 40 degrees. But it sounds like a two-wheeler. What's crazy? It probably sounds like an STI kind of acceleration. It is piping in some sound through the speakers. But you do again have that audio exhaust out that too. But wow, this thing is strong. So anyway, the K5cc, one of them done anyway, it has a 2.5 four-cylinder engine. It does 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque in this application. By the way, those numbers are raised to 87 octane gas. You have to put premium in there. Premium will probably give you some benefits, but those numbers are on 87 octane, which is awesome. But man, this Ford Tesla, it is not messing around. It is just holding it at like 4,000 RPM, even though I'm not even giving it any extra throttle. Man, this thing slams in the back of your seat hard. It is impressive. I'm going to go into the manual mode here. Seems like a downshift to remove it. Try some upshift here. Okay, so upshift are a little close sometimes, so not perfect. The downshift, they are immediate, they're perfect. So, especially if you're going to be doing some downshift and stuff like this, manual shifting can be a lot of fun, but upshift, it's still a little more relaxed than I would like. So, It's fun to play around with the paddle bit every once in a while, but personally, I think it's better off just getting into that, letting it do its own thing. But anyway, let's see, it's fun. Coming up to some corners here. Let's see how the GT version handles it.
Let's get back to the music.
Diving in. Okay, not bad. It handles itself pretty well. It's still a tiny bit heavier than the regular version of the K5, and that's because there's actually two legs, a bit more. Don't wait for a GT with this GT1 pocket like this one has, because there's a few more bells and whistles. These are going to weigh just under 3,600 pounds, like 3581, and that is about roughly 350 pounds heavier than what you're going to be getting with a normal K5. So obviously the bigger engine, bigger brakes, all the other things that you beef up the GT version here. That's not even why you get that weight gain. It doesn't feel heavy though. I mean, it's still under 3,600 pounds, not heavy by any means. It's really good. Let's dive into corners. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm having almost expecting these 40 all-season tires to let me down a little bit more. I mean, apart from the straight line acceleration, sideways, the lateral grip here is pretty good, I have to say. That's on my little back right here. But we are 45 wide outside of T0 all-season tires. And there is one stark difference between this and the mechanically similar Sonata headline. So that you can't get a summer tire option. There's a summer tire option here on the K5 GT. But, you can upgrade tires yourself if you want to put an extra $1,000 into your purchase price there and get yourself some stickier rubber, especially when you put down the car battery in the straight line. Man, oh man. By the way, 0 to 60 pounds, it's rated at 5.8 seconds. Car drivers, though, whenever they did a drag strip style burnout before the actual launch, they developed tires and stuff. They were able to get a 5.2 second 0 to 60 times, which feels more appropriate for this car, especially up and rolling. I mean, the way this thing puts on speed, easily 5 seconds, no doubt about it. Honestly, it feels like a high 4-second car to me, at least from, behind the wheel here, whenever you're rolling and you get on that gas. I mean, it is fast. I'm very, very impressed with how aggressive this thing is. It's just a power guy. It is very cool. But yeah, handling itself really well. I love the quicker steering. I think that feels great. I love the brakes. Don't give me any doubt. Not that the brakes were locking on radio K5, but it's good to have, the reassuring brakes here whenever you're gaining speed like this thing does. And yeah, there isn't any kind of adaptive suspension or anything here in the K5. There's no way to even get all-wheel drive in the GTs or either. So you're stuck in front-wheel drive and just the regular 14 suspension. They didn't provide any specifics as far as how they softened up the suspension. We really haven't talked much about the GT on Kia's press site at all. So they just say it's 14 and let's leave it at that. But just out of curiosity, I'm going to try to follow it in the regular sport mode with traction for a while and see how that goes. Alright, so I want to hold these on. Man, second gear, like a train. Yeah, what's this? What? These people have to do this. Oh, man, this thing is riot. I love this thing. And transmission is very responsive. Give me the downshift. As soon as I know that gas is pulled over here, it's just ready to tear it up. Oh, man, this thing is phenomenal. And, it does handle itself really, really well, too. So, this thing is all about straight line acceleration and nothing else. Like I said, the brakes are beefed up, suspension is beefed up, steering is quicker. It has some comprehensive changes here to back up that extra power. So this isn't just, bolting a big engine into the K5 and, saying, yep, that's it, you're on your own. Not like that at all. I do think this is a pretty well-rounded package. I think this Kia just, decided to go for the fun aspect and say, hey, let's make it crazy and exciting. It works for dogs with the scat packs and stuff. I love the Wilson. It's not the fastest, but it's exciting and it's fun and makes you giggle and puts a smile on your face. And that's what it's all about with a fun car. You're buying a fun car to have fun. I would say personally, I don't mind wheel spin. If it's boring and clinical, it never has any wheel spin, it never has any drama, it's not going to be as much fun. So I personally love the way that they went with this direction for the K5 GT. Yes, I wouldn't mind if it had a limited slip differential. I think having a limited slip differential would certainly help. Now, we're actually giving this an edge over many competitors. you, that is one thing. A lot of the competition I've seen Honda, Ford, 2.0T, Touring, those also love spinning those front wheels because they also do not have a time limit such as landfill, and the track control to figure out the spin, which is fine, but when you actually want to put that tire on the sporting way, coming out of a corner and stuff like that, a limited slip dip would really help you out big time. So that grass was wet, and once again, I will say if the road was wet and you were in full throttle in the corner, it's probably going to be a little bit scary because it was probably more torque here right off the road, but as long as you're driving reasonably, it still does do a very good job of handling all that power as best as possible. So one final thing about the handling is yes, it does handle stuff very, very well. Is it Kia Stinger good? No. So if you're debating between this and maybe sticking with Kia Stinger, even with their 4-cylinder turbo version, which currently only has 250 off horsepower, but the 2022 here, it will be getting this same 2.5-liter turbo engine as well, and probably the same horsepower too. So, the Stinger probably a couple grand more, but you can also get all-wheel drive, and the handling thinks that the rear drive system is much better, the balance is much better, and so I would say that hands down, the Stinger is still the better handler. The Stinger feels lower, rippier, and it feels really strong. But the K5, if you're looking for a traditional sedan, you don't want the extra for the hatch, so you don't want to spend, $5 extra for your Stinger. This is still fantastic. Certainly worth owning, but it's a lot of fun. I will say there's more drama than the Stinger. The Stinger takes a more European approach to putting the car down really well, and so that means that it's faster. The Stinger is going to be faster on the line, but with this, you have a little more drama and a little more story, which is also very fun. Even when I'm driving a normal driving, I've noticed that I'm going quicker than I'm intending to go in the case. It's so easy to see. Even when I'm not flying, in normal mode and stuff, it still feels like always want to go faster. It really feels good with the engine, and it's a lot of fun. Also, we've been hitting a few potholes here, and there's a little bit on the rougher side, and you feel the bumps, and it doesn't soak it up super well. It's not going to be buttery smooth or super soft or anything, but that's something you're expecting from the sporty version. It's going to be a little bit thicker, but I got the totally fine thing over there on the no complaints. Also, kind of fun here. Even though the bumps and there's a little bit rougher occasion, there's a lot of noise. This is a super windy day. You really don't even hear much wind noise, honestly. There's on the highway here in Portland. If you have problems with self-control when you're driving, K5 is going to be a bad influence on you. It's so easy to go so quickly. Probably passing is hilarious here. I'll put out some extra slow highway speed here. And just going from 60 and then going beyond that. It is hilarious how fast the thermometer needle will climb in this thing. It really feels strong. Oh man. And I love the way this sounds too. I don't care if it's partially typed in or whatever. It sounds good. I love it. It's enjoyable to hear. I'm happy. I'm pretty simple when it comes to that stuff. Oh man, this thing is so blast and IoT. Also, all around on the highway here. I'm testing the highway driver assist here, which does the active steering assist on the highway here. And this is the cruise control system that it also has. And so this system, it all flips it down, and in this vehicle, it's particularly dirty. It's really aggressive with its steering input, but it's ping-pong all over the place. It's really just slow going. And I hope you saw that. That was the car. It actually was very serious. It went straight to the corner and was like, oh crap, and then hurry up and turn over. This highway driver system, I'm sorry, some others use this as love it. To me, it drives like a 16-year-old that just got their license yesterday or something like it. It's not great, it's not refined, it's not polished. Needs more work. I will also be testing this extensively because I'll be doing a little bit of a road trip here over my weekly to K5. So I'm going to do lots of highway driving this week. I will test it out the entire time and see how it does. I'm hoping that maybe it's just road lines or something we're doing it all. I don't know, but the highway driving system is very important. I don't like the steering system. That first part works great, but I don't think it's going to be able to steer itself well, because in all my experiences, especially hitting this is the most generous way to put it. What is how we drive it? Alright, so I've been driving the K5 GT here for a week now, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely something, and actually, I'm really surprised it has put the car on better. Why is it not in that short snow that the traction control off? It does a really good job, but honestly, I haven't even had the traction control intervene basically at all. I mean, even the roads are damp right now, so I feel like out of the corner, I can feel a little bit of the wheel spin in it, once to, kind of push you a little bit, but it's not terrible. I've seen other reviews that make it seem like this thing is just like a mess as far as things going down. I don't think that's the case. I think it does a pretty good job, and again, all you need is a tire swap, and I think that would go a long way. They'll probably want to limit the differential, doing some real intense and auto-crossing this thing or something like that. But, aside from that, I don't think there's really any issues to complain about this. It's a lot of fun. I love having, the power in this thing. It also is really nice from a daily driving standpoint. Even if you're not having your foot buried into the firewall, it's nice to have a extra power, because the passing is easy on the highway. Just all the putting around town you do, and there's plenty of power for that, and it's just nice to have, strong engine. I did do a lot of highway driving as well, so I actually did about a 3-hour round trip little highway drive in this thing this past weekend. So in that 3-hour road trip, one thing I did know about the K5 is the highway drive. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I have it engaged. I'm making sure the green light is on, that it's seeing the road lines, which is oftentimes struggles to do. So even when it does that, the steering part isn't great. The adaptive cruise control part is great, and I have no complaints with that. And so it's great that you have adaptive cruise, and there's no issue with that. So if you just want to use like any other normal adaptive cruise system to enjoy steering yourself, you're not going to have any complaints with how we drive this. But for anyone that thinks it's like a semi-autonomous thing, it's going to steer for you really well, it doesn't. It's not as good still as the Nissan system, and the Honda system, and Acura system, and the Volvo system, and a few others that I think feel better than this. And I really tried on this version to have the Harley Davidson on, and it just constantly was like, just not being able to hold your reins, and it was just going out of the corner. That's even witnessed it because she was with me in the car, and it was just like all over the place. It just loves the ping pong in this highway driving system. So, your mileage may vary. Some people love the system. I've also gotten some comments from some people that have watched my other comments on the same system and others that I did. So I don't think I'm alone, but I know I'm in the minority, and a lot of other people don't have the complaints that I do. Anyway, moving on from that, though, there's also a very nice vehicle to drive on the highway. It doesn't have to be fun to ride. You might be worried about the different suspension of the GT and the car of daily driver. If you don't care about the TRD version of the Camry, cartoon theme songs and mid-90s marketing would have you believe Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest thing alive. And that's not entirely true. Sega's insectivorous blue mammal is a speedy little ball of fur, that's for sure. But I can think of two things offhand faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. One, his ascent to the top, and two, his sharp fall from grace. In fact, in ascending order of their rapidity, the list goes Sonic, his rise to glory, and his descent into the 3D doldrums. Fast, faster, fastest. And yet the future isn't as bleak as it once seemed for Sonic the Hedgehog. It may be happening more slowly than he's used to doing things, but Sega's icon spent much of 2010 gradually rebuilding his legacy and reversing his post-Genesis plunge. For Sega's Sonic team, this is the culmination of those efforts. The first legitimately good Sonic game since the Hedgehog's jump into 3D. Rejoice, Sega fans, because Sonic is back. Released for the Wii and Nintendo DS, Sonic Colors shows some very smart game design, something we haven't been able to honestly say about a Sonic game since the 16-bit days. With this game, Sega finally shows a renewed understanding of what works within the Sonic formula, a grasp that, frankly, hasn't been this clear since he was a 2D sprite. Now, Colors maintains the speed of Sonic's blast processing golden age, but it also refines what good ideas Sega experimented with in recent 3D Sonic games as well, and it complements them with some new gameplay conventions. More importantly, they're good ones that actually work with the character. Throughout Colors, Sonic can collect tiny aliens known as wisps. These little critters essentially amount to extraterrestrial power-ups, giving Sonic plenty of special abilities. One wisp allows Sonic to shoot through the air like a laser and bounce off of crystals. Another allows him to drill through the ground. There are 8 wisps in all, and they give Sonic something his 3D games have sorely lacked: gameplay diversity that works for the character and is also fun. Of course, Colors changes are sometimes less obvious, but just as important. Sega realized a while ago that Sonic just wasn't made for free-roaming 3D platforming, but that realization of a negative has kind of evolved into something positive in Colors. And they've been putting Sonic into what are basically on-rails racing segments for a while now, but this time around they've really nailed it. It's the best way to translate Sonic's speed into a 3D environment, and Sonic Team got really creative with its implementation in Colors. Speaking of creativity, the game's level designs are a refreshing twist on past Sonic stages, and frankly are some of the best I've seen in a Sonic game ever. From familiar neon-filled levels to gorgeous-looking candy worlds and even intergalactic elevators, Sonic Colors finally gives the Hedgehog some creative courses to run through, and they make his game as exciting as his lap speeds. The level designs, the smooth 2D, 3D transitions, there's a really great balance between old and new in Colors, not to mention some ideas pulled from his rivals, Super Mario Galaxy, but that's what makes it work. Now, those typically loose Sonic controls do hold Colors back a bit, but at the very least, this game is a huge step forward for the clean and back in his sneakers in Sonic Colors, one of 2010's most surprising comebacks. Even so, we'll go back again to Germany. A theme park for the car enthusiast.